Good morning all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday morning, July 24th. We are looking at the last 4 days of the SPY's ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And after week longs, giving it all up from the past 3.5 days, we come right back down to Monday's low as we're in a 4-day balance. The question is that all it was? Is it just week longs getting out, or is it something more? That remains to be seen. I will tell you this much. Until buyers are able to stop the one-time framing down, sellers are going to still be emboldened. As think about it, yesterday, E-period tried to take out the day's high, and then from that point on, we one-time framed down the entire day. Well, until we start rectifying that and take out M's high, or if B takes out A's high today, sellers have nothing to lose, right? We said yesterday, until we stop the one-time framing up in the daily, nothing's changed. When it did change, look what happened. Same thing on the downside. These were all shorts late in the day. Well, right now, they have nothing to worry about because look where we're trading, especially if we try to gap lower and hold the gap. To me, the important thing is holding Monday's low. It's the 4-day balance low. If you don't, then you start going to different levels, baby steps for the sellers. Next will be this 3-day balance low, which is your poor low. Then the real important one is last week's low of 312, which puts you in this huge balance. So buyers, although not in total danger yet, because we are still one-time framing up in the monthly and the weekly, certainly have to get their act in gear again to start attacking this gap. First step is to stay in this balance and to attack the double distribution day, right? All this is, right, we're going to look at this as 2 separate days. This is kind of an intraday gap. Just like we have to fill that gap above us, look at this as an intraday gap. Nothing's changed until that happens. Even if we take out and stop the one-time framing down, until we take back this intraday gap, for my money, sellers are still in control. Okay, destinations. So right now, and again, this is more than an hour before the opening. I've been doing these videos a little earlier, quite simply because as my business grows, there's a lot more work to do before the opening. We have 140 people in the room. So these destinations and game plans change rapidly as we get closer to the opening. Come join us at CamelbackTrading.org so you have all up-to-the-date information. All right, so right now on the upside, my first destination is, let's put it this way. If we gap lower, we still have an hour, over an hour. If we gap low, it would be yesterday's low of 321.48. Then we have the single prints, the trend day, 323.60, and they get filled at 324.65, and our pre-market high is 323.61, so a penny above where the single prints start. And then above that, we don't have anything till yesterday's high, 327.23, and then that huge gap. For the downside, if we do not gap lower, it would be yesterday's low of 321.48. Then a very, very visual level. We don't have anything to 320.62, which as of right now would be this week's low. If we don't take it out, that's Monday's low. But also, our pre-market low is right below that at 320.50. So very important level to hold for the bulls. And then below that, we have 319.74 daily low, 319.09 daily low, poor low, and then 317.67 price probe from the 14th. Okay. Game plan. Well, bottom of value, bottom of balance. Until something changes, sellers are in control. Now, if we were to open above yesterday's low, can you take a call play? You can. You can either use yesterday's low as your out or Monday's low as your out. But that's some more heat, right? That's $1 worth of heat to the bottom of the 4-day balance. So for me, if I take a call play here, and I most likely would not, I'm out below yesterday's low because the odds are then we should at least test Monday's low in the bottom of the balance. 321.86 is last year's settlement in SPY. We're trading at 321.88 right now. Very, very visual, very, very important level. It might be battled over for a while. And then above that, the 323.41 monthly high and 8-week balance high is important. And guess what? It's basically where KL, single prints all start. So very, very visual and important levels, and that tells me even more reason why short-term traders are involved. So if shorts don't get what they want down here, eventually they'll give it up. But right now they're in control. So yes, you could take a small call play here, although I would probably be waiting for more market-generated information. If we're to open and gap lower, now again, it depends on the gap, right? Yeah, gap rules apply when they're put in context. So if the gap is 30 cents, 40 cents, I might take it. But however, just realize you might find buyers at the bottom of the balance, right? Balance rules will apply. So if you take a short and you get rejected at Monday's low, get out of it. Or if you take the short and you get rejected right back into yesterday's range, I'll get out of it. There's no harm waiting for more market-generated information. We know the history of M period. If the buyers are able to stay accepted in M's range from yesterday, there's a good chance you'll trade the whole range. Does that mean buyers are in control? Far from it. Now, if you take out M's high and start getting something above here, that's a different story. But until you do that, you can't even attack the single prints. Again, in my voice channel trading room, you'll be getting up to the second updates as the market's opening and trading. Okay, let's go to the charts. So right now, monthly, right? It is healthy, yet by the end of next week, they would certainly like to close above 323.41, right? You want to get distance away from prior highs. Right now, we're below it. Weekly, same thing. We're one time framing up for 3 weeks. It's a pretty ugly candle right now for the weekly. And as you can see, we're right below the top of this 8-week balance. If you get accepted into it, you know the drill, right? Especially if we close at the bottom of this range this week, then that puts the bulls in even more danger if we stop the one-time framing up next week by taking it out. And then you're going to start going to those destinations. First one would be 312. So very important for the bulls to try to hold these levels here. And the daily, again, we chipped away very, very marginally at this gap. 3 days took out only about 60 cents of a 600 somewhat gap. Very weak action. They gave it all up. Now, do they get reinforcements at the bottom of this 4-day balance and then start next week to attack it? That would be a very good game plan for the bulls. However, if they don't do that, then like I just showed you on the profile, baby steps for the bears. Here's the 3-day balance, then they have this huge balance. So that's what we're looking at this morning. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap the day and the week at 4 p.m.